This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen AutomationLabs. So guys, this is the continuation video for the Agile and the Scrum that we discussed about last time. That in the previous video, this is a video link available over here, and I'll mention this video link in the description also. That learn Agile and Scrum in 45 minutes actually. So not exactly 45 minutes, around 40 to 45 minutes, and today I'll spend around 15-20 minutes more on what are the different other things are available with respect to Scrum events. And last time we have already talked about what do you mean by sprint planning, what is daily Scrum and daily meeting, what do you mean by stand-up call, okay, what is the roles and responsibility for each and every candidate, okay, or engineering team or dev and QA team, at a time of stand-up call, and what are the different things they have to explain, and all those things we have discussed about it. Now the next event, if we are talking about that, the next event will be, okay, let me write it over here. So we were talking about Scrum events, right? So Scrum events. So we have already talked about these things, that is sprint planning. And the second one is that Scrum stand-up call. Now the third one is, guys, okay, so we have already discussed about these two things. Now the third one is, that is very important, that is called sprint retrospective. Okay, what do you mean by retrospective? Retrospective means the self-analysis, right? That we are doing that, how exactly that the sprint, whatever the sprint is gone. So let's say we are working upon sprint number 1, and we started from, let's see, 1st to 15th January, right? And on 16th January, the 15th January sprint will be over, and on let's see, 16th January, we have one activity that is called sprint review. Okay, or maybe 16th or maybe 15th, either of them, maybe last day of the sprint in the evening, or maybe next day of the sprint. Okay, we can do that. And on the same day, let's see, on 16th also, on 16th January, we will have one more meeting. This meeting is called sprint retrospective, SR. In a sprint retrospective, what exactly we are going to do, that we are going to, okay, we are going to perform a post-mortem. What exactly went wrong, what exactly went well, what could have been improved, and what are the different action items we can do that in the next sprint. So important thing in sprint retrospective, one thing, three major things we discussed about that, what exactly went well, right? What went well, and what could have been improved. So simple as simple, right? Could have been improved. So I would say what could have been improved actually, right? Other than that, the third one is the number of actions that you are going to take, right? So these and three important things, guys, we have to cover. I'll show you one diagram. I've already downloaded from one of the, okay, one of the Scrum sites. See, this is a diagram I'm talking about actually. So if you open this diagram, if you see this is what exactly these guys are saying, that, let me just maximize it. If you see that this is a sprint board, so we sit together in a particular meeting room, the entire team will sit together, and then the scrum master will start that, okay, hey, uh, what went well. So these are the sticky notes, okay, these are the sticky notes will be given to each and every candidate. And then let's see, I'm the scrum master, and then I'll ask everybody that, okay, hey, you write down something that, okay, what exactly went well. And let's see, some other color, let's see, this is a pink color sticky note, or whatever the sticky note is there, or you create three sticky notes, and then what could have been improved, and what are the different action items you have to perform in the next sprint. So these three things people will write, okay, something like this. And then one by one, everybody will get a chance to speak, and they have to explain, and they have to go to the whiteboard, and then the three sections are there: what went well, what could have been improved, and third one is the action items. And then everybody will stick the note over there, and with their notes, what exactly went well and everything. So this is a kind of thing, guys, that we have to, and everybody will participate, and everybody will have their own points. It doesn't matter that, okay, someone is having the common points, that what exactly went well, someone is not satisfied, maybe the planning was poor, or maybe we could not get enough time for the QA testing and the requirement was not clear, or maybe there were some blocker issues were there, so we spent a lot of time. So maybe the dependency were there on some other team. So such kind of things we can do that, and we can say that, okay, hey, we can improve all these things, and then Scrum Master will note down all these points, and then we will try to improve the things in the next sprint cycle, right? So in after every sprint, retrospective is very important. The postmortem is very important. This is the main agenda of Agile and the Scrum framework, that okay, hey, what exactly went well, what could have been better, and what is the action, what are different action items you want to do in the next cycle, like that. So that's why different people, different mindset, different language, different opinion, different suggestions, everything will be there, and then we will stick on the whiteboard, and then we will discuss about all these things. So this is very important meeting call. This is called sprint retrospective. Okay, so in retrospective, as I told you that okay, so this will improve the next set of actions for the next iteration, and it will improve the process, all those things. That's why we have to do the postmortem. There is no team that okay, that everything is absolutely fine and nothing went wrong or something like this. Everywhere there are some improvement points, there are some feedbacks we have to share with the team and to the Scrum Master, so that we can implement the same thing in the next cycle. Fine. Okay, now the fourth meeting is refinement meeting. This is also very important section, that refinement meetings we should have. What do you mean by refinement meetings? So refinement meeting is that during the sprint, let's say sprint one is going on, and sprint one is from let's say 1st to 15th January. In between, right? First of all, refinement meetings are nothing related to, remember this thing, it's nothing related to current sprint. Let's say my current sprint is SP1 is going on. It's nothing related to SP1. This is all about, I would say, this is all about for the next two sprints. Okay, this is all about for the next two sprints. What are the different stories we are going to pick? So what we do a refinement session with the team. Okay, refinement sessions with the team. Who all will be there? Dev team, PO, right? Dev and PO and the QA folks will be there along with your Scrum Master, SN. And what exactly we are going to discuss that, okay, hey, for next two sprints, we have to deliver these other things. So in our, okay, what are different, the main product backlog is there, right? This is also called uh, product backlog refinement meeting, PBR meeting. This is a terminology you have to remember. This is called product backlog refinement meeting, PBR meetings, right? So this meeting will have that a deep and in-depth requirement analysis. So what exactly you will do, that whatever the product backlog, right? Product backlog pool is there, right? There are so many stories out there. We've already discussed about it. There are so many stories out there. We will see that, okay, hey, these are the stories we can pick, and then what exactly we will do? We will pick some stories, okay, and we will, or we can enhance the stories acceptance criteria also, that whatever maybe we can write some good acceptance criteria and all those things, and then whatever the existing things are there, that we can accordingly we can enhance it. Maybe the PO got to know some more knowledge about those stories and everything, so he will add it, and then he will discuss with the team, and we'll discuss it, okay, hey, can we take in the next sprint or not? Or sometimes we will break the stories also into multiple stories. That is also very important. So we will break the stories into multiple stories, right? So breakdown is also there. So that is the right word, the breakdown the stories into multiple stories. So as I told you, that this is nothing about your current sprint. This is all about for the next two sprints. What is the advantage of this? The advantage of the refinement meeting, guys, it will help, okay, it will help a lot during next sprint retro. Okay, next sprint planning. So let's see for sprint 2 you are planning. Sprint 2 planning is going on, and the refinement session, the refinement meeting for the sprint 2 is already done. We have already categorized it. Okay, hey, these are different things we can pick, and we have already planned. Actually, we have already the refinements are already done. That okay, hey, these are the stories we can take from the backlog. Number of stories we have broken down into different multiple small stories, and then we have created some more enhancements with respect to acceptance criteria. We have added some more points, and we have resolved the dependencies also from the other team and all those things. Now during the sprint planning it will be much clear, right guys? So we have already planned for sprint, right? This is just like we are, right? This is just like before the final exam we have the pre-boards, right? This is the final exams are there. Before that we have unit, okay, unit tests are there where we are checking that okay, hey, everything is fine. We are preparing for the final meeting. The final meeting is a sprint planning, and we've already done the refinement that okay, hey, with the word itself you can recognize that okay, hey, you can guess. Refinement means we are going to refine the stories once again. If any stories are going to obsolete or it's not at all useful, we will delete those stories, or we will change the acceptance criteria, or we will enhance the acceptance criteria. We will add some more important points over there. So guys, this is very important to know, important to have such kind of meetings, and easily this meeting will take around 2 to 3 hours, right? But it depends. Easily it would take 2 to 3 hours of time, but it depends team to team. Some team, what exactly they do that in my previous company or in my current company, what we used to do that every week, one meeting, one refinement meeting. It means if you have 2 weeks, right, the current sprint is going on, at least two meetings we can have it. Some company they only prefer 2 weeks, only one meeting, because team is so busy. Because now you see, if you are spending 3 hours in a single meeting, and in every sprint, if you're having such kind of meetings for 2 weeks, right, and it means 3 plus 3, 6 hours you are spending. It means 6 hours multiplied by, let's see, if you have 10 members in your company, I mean in your team, it means 60 hours you are actually spending. Okay, you are actually spending what in sprint refinement. And where exactly this meeting is happening? During sprint cycle 1. Although it's nothing related to sprint cycle number 1, but you are planning 60 hours. You're spending 60 man hours, okay, for 10 resources. Per resource 6 hours, 2 weeks, 60 hours in 2 weeks you're spending only and only for the refinement session for the next upcoming cycles. All right guys, so this is, we have to plan it properly. You should not waste, I mean, you should not spend too much amount of time on these things. So it depends company to company, project to project, team to team. You can customize it accordingly. It's not compulsory that okay, you should have 2 to 3 hours or every week or something like this. Some company I have seen that uh, they have this such kind of meetings, 2 meetings per week. It's like too much. Engineers might get frustrated that okay, hey, we are just now if you see, if you combine all the meetings together, now see what kind of different meetings are there. We have a sprint planning, 2 to 3 hours every 2 weeks. Daily basis we have a scrum call also. Then we have a sprint retrospective also, that okay, it will take easily around 1 to 2 hours for retrospective, right? And then refinement meetings are also happening, let's see, twice in a week, or maybe once in a week, or twice in 2 weeks, right? And then some other, let's see, some other architecture meeting or design discussion or some other discussions are also happening. So extra project related meetings also happening. So it means that's why in Agile, in a Scrum, you will get this complaints always that okay, hey, most of the time we are spending time only in only meetings, when we are getting enough time to develop the things and to test the things, right? So we have to plan it properly, guys, because the Scrum Master will force you to implement. Because this guy, I'm talking about the Scrum Master, right? This guy is actually, he knows all the rules and what are different sprint features and Scrum frameworks, the points and the guidelines, the process and everything. And this guy will impose, will try to, okay, try to implement everything, the complete Scrum architecture. This guy will try to implement. But as a dev and QA also, you should understand that for dev and QA point of view also, that we should give enough time for the development to the developers so that they can develop the things properly. Because they have to develop the things, they have to develop the features, stories and everything. They have to understand it, they have to write the code. If any bugs are there, they have to fix those bugs as well. Same thing for QA. They have to spend time on manual testing, automation testing, and all those things, right? So that's why, guys, it's a very crucial okay thing. Definitely, it will improve the process. But another disadvantage of this Scrum and Agile, it takes a lot of time in meetings, right, guys? So please take care of all these important points. And this is, I'm talking about all these practical things actually. This is what is actually, it happens in the different companies actually. So this is what you have to face it. I'm giving you the practical knowledge, not at all theoretical thing. This is all about practical on the basis of my experiences from my previous companies and everything, how exactly the proper Agile and Scrum we should follow. Right, guys? Okay. Now, a lot of people were asking that, okay, hey, Naveen, give us the roles, the characteristics of an Agile tester, the 10 principles of, or 5 principles of, this is a very famous interview question also that sometimes people might ask you that, okay, 10 principles of an Agile tester, right? Principles or characteristics, I would say, characteristics of an Agile tester. So what are the important things that every Agile tester should have? Or what are the different principles this Agile tester should follow? Because Agile is totally different as compared to waterfall model. Now you can easily see the comparison. Waterfall model was totally different. The testing terminologies were totally different. The process also totally different. But in Agile, you can easily see that, okay, yes, how smart and proactiveness you have to show, because you have only 2 weeks of time with all those meetings, testing, automation, everything you have to follow that, right? Now, the first principle, the first point, the characteristics that provide continuous feedback. This is very important that, okay, provide continuous feedback to the team. This is important, right? Continuous feedback to the team that, okay, hey, this is what is happening in this particular bug, in this particular story. You have to keep giving the feedback about the process, about, okay, the guidelines, rules, whatever you have defined within the sprint, you should have, okay, you should have given the feedback about that. Our second thing is that you should have the courage, because see, guys, courage means, this is the very good advantage. I really like this thing in Agile, that everybody is at the same level. Okay, there is no hierarchy that, okay, hey, you are the team lead, I'm the manager, no, you have to work, I'm not responsible for QA. Dev says that, okay, hey, QA is responsible for QA and all those things. No, one statement, always remember that, guys. Quality, always remember in IT industry, especially in Agile, quality, if someone is arguing with you, just say that quality is a team responsibility. Okay, quality is a team responsibility. It's not only QA team responsibility, remember, guys. Okay, it's not QA team responsibility, it's a team responsibility. Dev, engineering manager, PO, Scrum Master, QA, guys, everybody is responsible for the quality of the product. This is the main fundamental of Agile, that quality is a team responsibility, not the individual responsibility. Remember this thing, right? So you should have courage, okay, to say such things. Apart from that, you have to keep it simple. Not make it complex things unnecessary. Keep it simple. Simple test cases, positive, negative. Make it simple. Don't need to write some very micro level detailed test cases, because you are really not having time to do that, right? Apart from that, self organize. This is very important. Self organize means you should have the self organize. Uh, the characteristics you should have that. Okay. Uh, it's not like nobody is going to guide you. You should be proactive. You should go and ask the things. You should organize the things that, okay, hey, let's have such meetings. I'm stuck over there. You should tell that, okay, hey, this is what is actually is blocking me, and please solve this problem. So you have to discuss with your scrum master, team manager, dev team, and all those things. And then self organize is important. It's not like, okay, your manager will tell you each and everything every time. No, it's not like that. Okay, in Agile. Other than that, you should face-to-face communication is very important. Okay, face-to-face communication, that I personally feel that, okay, you should communicate face-to-face. Go and talk to that particular guy. if that guy, let's say you are in India and your another team is or dev team is over there and let's say in US, so you should have the face-to-face communication in terms of like you can call them, you can have a video call and then discuss about it, that okay, hey, this is what the problem, the communication, if you want to convey some message or if you want to discuss something, all those things are very, very important, right? If your Scrum team, it might happen that okay, your Scrum team is sitting over there in India, QA team is there in US, and some other team maybe it's sitting in Singapore, and all these three teams are the part of the Scrum team, and they are working together, right? And for all these events, for all these meetings, we should have a common timing. We should go there, attend the timings, attend the meetings within that particular time, and then okay, work as a team. That is very important. So face-to-face communication is very important. Then obviously this is the part of the quality, deliver value to the value and the quality to the customer, right? So we should always focus on that, the quality product, right? So we should always deliver the value to the customer, quality to the customer. That is very, very important. And the last point is, I would say, um, you simple enjoy. Okay, simple enjoy. So before let's see, yeah, I would say this is the seventh point. You should enjoy the team, enjoy your work and everything. Other than that, some small things that you need to remember that okay, uh, let's see, focus on people, focus on your team. That is important. If anyone, if anywhere you see that okay, no, this thing can be improved, we should talk to the people, talk to different team members, no politics, nothing, and then focus on the people and the team. That is very important, guys. You should always remember this thing, right? Other than that, 9 point, I would say continuous improvement is very important. That I would say you should practice continuous improvement. That is very important because might be possible that okay, you could not deliver the right product, you could not achieve your sprint goals. It's okay, that's fine, but continuous improvement is very important. Discuss, do the brainstorming sessions, different meetings and everything, and then you should be really proactive. You should always think about that okay, hey, how can we improve the process, how can we improve the practice and everything. These things are very, very important, right? So this is the ninth thing. One more thing is that okay, attend all important Scrum events. You should not say that okay, hey, no, I'm not gonna attend sprint retrospective or sprint planning. If you don't attend sprint planning, how will you get to know about the stories? Because in sprint planning, we are going to cover all the stories and everything. Then how will you get to know? Then how will you test the feature, right? So attend all important Scrum events. Refinement meetings are there. You should tell that okay, hey, this is the post-mortem meeting, and what exactly went well, what exactly went wrong. You should always give your feedback, participate in all the Scrum events. This is very, very important, guys. Right? I have seen some people, they don't participate in any meeting. They just go, enjoy, work, and come back. No, you should always participate. You should always mingle with the people in Agile. That is very, very important. Right, guys? So these are the 10 different principles and the characteristics of an Agile tester according to me. Right? So this is how, guys, that Scrum framework works. Different Scrum events are there, and in the previous session I've already told you that okay, what do you mean by Scrum, what are the different people are there in a Scrum team, that is Scrum master, product manager, product owner, actually development team, the cross functional teams are there in the form of QA and dev. Like this, what is the role of a Scrum master, what is the role of product owner, who is the agile product owner, what do you mean by development team, what are the different artifacts, like what do you mean by backlog, what do you mean by sprint backlog, we have talked about. And now this is the Scrum event, that is the last section actually of this particular video. So if you see these two videos, if you watch these two videos properly, This will give you a complete practical idea about what exactly is happening in Agile and Scrum world. This is not at all theoretical ways. I'm just giving you, this is the exactly 99% of the companies, they are following similar kind of process, similar kind of practices. Here and there might be they are using instead of 2 weeks, 99% cases, people, most of the companies, they are using 2 weeks of sprint, but some companies, they might use 3 weeks and 4 weeks also. But this is a complete agile thing that I have explained to you, the complete Scrum events and everything I've explained to you in these two videos, right? So you can also search, other videos on my YouTube channel. You just search Agile Naveen. There are 3 more videos are already there. What is Agile? Interview question based on Agile and everything, where I've explained that what are the important things that you have to learn about the Agile. But if you, this video and my previous video, if you watch it again, and if you're preparing for interview, I'm giving you guarantee that if you explain like that, you can easily justify your Agile things. So no need to go through any lengthy books or lengthy blogs and everything, and then you won't be able to understand, because this is there you will find so much theory over there. You will be confused that okay, you won't be able to relate the things actually. So you can learn only from that guy who has actually experienced. So I have already experienced all these things. That's why on the basis of that, I have covered all these important points and notes. Please go through it once again, and then I'm pretty much sure that okay, it will give you a lot of confidence in Agile. If you haven't worked upon Agile and if you're going for interview and everything, please go for it. Go for it for these 2 videos. It will help you a lot at the time of interview. In fact, you can relate each and everything, whatever I've explained, when you joined a company, when you joined a project, and then there you will get to know that okay, hey, whatever we have covered in these videos, exactly it's happening over there, right, guys? So, in fact, you can ask at a time of interview, hey, what are different refinement meetings or Scrum events you guys are having? And people will actually will use these terminologies at a time of interview. And most of the people, they are not aware about it. It doesn't matter how good you are in Java and development and QA. If you're not aware about this process, people will feel that, okay, you haven't worked upon Agile and Scrum, right, guys? So thanks for watching this video, and my previous video, this is the previous video. I'll show you that. I think yeah, it's already there. Learn Agile and Scrum in 45 minutes. So you can watch this video, and then I'm pretty much sure that okay, you will get a lot of things to know, right? So thank you so much. This is all for today, and keep watching Naveen Automation Labs. Thank you, guys.